So, children, yesterday we had seen a few regions, right, in Africa, and we saw about the climate, their location, vegetation, and about the animals, right? So, we had completed this topic, right? I think we'll have to start from the next topic. Let's go on to the next page. Yeah. The tropical desert region. Okay, we need to start this. Let's begin that. Now, where is this region located? The Sahara in the North Africa and the Kalahari in Southwest Africa lie between 20 and 30 north and south of the equator. Okay, so where is the location of a tropical desert region? Where is tropical?
20 and 30 north and south of the equator. And the tropical desert region is the deserts only, right, ma'am?
Yes, desert. The word desert itself is telling you what type of a region it is. Desert means it will be a desert region with full of deserts, right? Now, around the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn. Now, if you will see, they have mentioned for the previous topics also, the third three topics which we had done before, where exactly it is located. So here, this particular tropical desert region is located around what? Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Okay, the Kalahari is not considered a true desert as it does receive more than 250 mm of rainfall annually. You will definitely get a give reason question based upon this. Please mark it important in your textbook. It will be asked as a give reason. What would be the question? Give reasons why Kalahari desert is not considered as a true desert. So why it is not considered as a true desert, children?
Because it receives more than 250 mm of rain annually.
Right. So it receives rainfall more than 250 mm annually. Okay. However, the water evaporates twice as fast as it collects water. So it has vast tracts of sandy, barren land. So even if it is receiving rainfall, the water gets what? Evaporate fast. Okay, because it is a desert region. Although it won't be considered as a true desert, but yes, since it is a desertic region, the climate over here will be comparatively very hot, right? Now, let's see about the climate of this particular region, that is the tropical desert region. Deserts lie in the trade wind belt. Please underline. Deserts lie where? In the trade wind belt. Yes. The prevailing moisture bearing trade winds blow from east. They exhaust their moisture before reaching the western margins of the continent and thus forming the desert. So how are deserts formed? They are explaining to you. Okay. What happens is when the winds blow from the east, what they do? They carry moisture in them, right? Now, what happens is by the time they reach the western margin, okay, they start from the east side, and by the time they reach the western margin, what happens is the moisture which is there in this winds, it gets exhausted, and therefore, what happens? Deserts are formed. Got it? Am I audible to you all, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you, Joshua. Thank you for being so prompt. Okay. The desert regions experience intensively high temperatures during day and extremely low temperatures at night. Underline. So in the desert region, what happens is the temperature in the day is very high, but the temperature during nighttime is very low, extremely low. Okay, so please remember this. The range of daytime temperatures is from 40 degrees Celsius in summer to between 16 and 24 degrees Celsius in winter. Okay, so these are the range of temperatures. So during summer, what is the range of the temperature, children?
Ma'am, 16 to 24 degrees.
No, it is 40 degrees Celsius.
40 degrees Celsius in the summer.
40, yeah, it is 40 degrees Celsius during summer, and during winter it is how much?
16 to 24.
16 to 24 degrees in the winter.
Yes, very good. So due to clear skies and sandy soil, the temperatures are high and humidity is low. Okay. So in the desert region, since the sky is clear and the sand is very, it's a sandy soil. So what happens
Sand.
is the temperatures are high and the humidity over here is very low. Got it, everyone? Have you all understood the climate
Yes,
of the
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for replying promptly. Sujal, Siddhi, and Samriddhi. Very good. Okay. Next is vegetation. Now let us see. What do you think? What type of vegetation will be there in the desert region? Let us guess. Any
Ma'am,
guess?
plants which do not need a lot of water to survive.
Hmm.
Example,
Acacia and
cactus.
date palm.
Which can
So do you think cactus plant does not require water?
Ma'am, it does
Ma'am,
require,
it
but it does not
requires-
require a lot of water like
Ma'am,
other
it,
plants.
That's why it
ma'am,
can
it stores
survive.
water.
Yes,
And
very good, Sujal. So it requires water, but this is such a type of a plant that which stores water, okay, for its survival. Okay,
Ma'am, for survival, humans can cut the cactus and use the water to
they
drink
can
it.
also use the water from the cactus. True, very good, very good. Okay, so now please underline these two names. Okay, acacia and date palm are typical vegetation of Sahara. Okay, in the Sahara region, which type of plants do we have? One is
Acacia and date
Acacia
palm.
and date palm.
date plum means what?
Ma'am, those are trees of dates, ma'am, that which provide us dates.
Yes. Okay. Not the calendar dates, the dates which we eat. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So in the Kalahari, scattered grass and shrubs are found with acacia and the Hoodia cactus. Okay. Please underline this. Acacia and the Hoodie cactus. Where does this where is it this found? It is found in the
Kalahari
Northern
desert.
part of the Kalahari.
yes. And in the northern part, what do we have? In the northern part, we have
More dense.
More
More
dense
dense
vegetation.
than the southern part.
in the southern part. So if you will take Kalahari, so you can divide Kalahari into two different parts. In the northern part, you have more vegetation, but in the southern part, you have the vegetation comparatively less.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Next. Now, let's see how the plants survive in the desert region. Isn't it? They need to adapt to the climate of the deserts, right? Now, let's see how the plants survive in the desert region. The vegetation of the desert is admirably adapted to its environment. True, if they do not adapt themselves to the environment, the desertic climate, then definitely they are going to die. So they generally adopt themselves to the environment. So what do they do? Plants use various methods to conserve water. Some have tiny waxy leaves, some have thorns and spines, or thick fleshy stems that store water, while others grow along roots that seek water underground. Okay, so these are the different types of plants. What do the plants do to conserve water, children, in the desert region? Give reasons.
Ma'am, they store water.
And they store water in the thick fleshy stems.
Okay, one, that is they store water in the thick fleshy stem. Next, what they do? What else they do? Come on.
Ma'am, they grow long roots that seek water underground.
Ma'am, they have thorns.
They have long roots, and for long roots, what they do? What did they do? Then because of long roots, they could seek water from the underground level. Okay.
Ma'am,
And
they
what
have
else?
thorns. Ma'am, they have got thorns like cactus, so then no animals can come and bite and take the juice.
No, take the water.
Water, sorry.
Very good.
Take the
very good.
water. So
Yes,
that's
yes.
why
So
they have such
thorns,
kind
they
of.
have spines. Okay, so that whatever water they are storing, animals do not take away that. And what else? How do they store? What else? They have tiny and waxy leaves. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So
But
this question would be asked as a give reason. So please make a note of it and Just mark it important.
But ma'am, why do they have tiny waxy leaves? What would
Tiny-
that?
What do the tiny waxy leaves do? Who will tell me? Any guesses, children?
Help them
Ma'am.
to breathe.
Yes, Joshua.
Ma'am, the wax will prevent evaporation of the water fast, and it's
Very
tiny,
nice.
so it's very little evaporation may take place.
Yes. See, since the climate of that region is usually extremely high, so definitely there would be evaporation, and the plants would die if they do not have waxy, layer on it. Some seeds lie dormant in the ground. As soon as a shower of rain occurs, they germinate and grow quickly, forming new seeds that will remain in the ground till the next shower. So what is the other way? How do they survive?
The seed germination.
Seed germination, ma'am. So
What-
that,
what
ma'am,
is
their species keep on growing on.
Yes.
Can you repeat, Mariam? What does it do?
Ma'am, I said that seed germination so that the species keep growing on, ma'am.
Yes. And what else? What else they do? They form new seeds that
Ma'am,
will remain in the ground till the next shower. Okay? That
Next
means till the next rainfall.
Yes.
Okay, please underline that. They germinate and grow quickly. They form new seeds.
ma'am, they tend to grow around oases, ma'am.
Yes.
So that
yes.
they have a lot of supply of water. I mean, steady
True.
supply of water.
True. Plants like date palms grow well in and around an oasis where there is a steady supply of water, as you said, Mariam. Yes. So which type of plants grow in and around an oasis?
Date plant,
Date
ma'am,
palm.
plants which require a lot of water, ma'am.
Yes.
Like date plants.
Yes. Okay. So got it? Have you all understood the vegetation in the desert region?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now see, basically yesterday also we saw the type of animal which we find in one particular region depends upon the type of vegetation which is available in that region, right? So now we had seen what type of vegetations are available in the desert region. Now we will see which animals will be there, okay, in this particular region. Number one, the mammal species found in the Sahara are the gerbil. Now underline please. The jerboa, Barbary sheep, the scimitar horn oxy, gazelle, the fennec fox, and the Nubian wild ass, among others. Okay, so these are all the animals which is found in the desert region. That's the reason you all are not aware about most of the names, right? Because are we staying in the desert region? If I say elephant, if I say camel, you all know, right? If I say dog, if I say monkey, you know, because you've seen them around you. But these animals you haven't seen, they are unknown to you, right? So
Yes.
there are more than 300 species of birds. Okay, there are 300 types of birds in this region. Flightless ones like the ostrich, the secretary bird, and others. Okay, so they have, among the 300 species, they have just named 2 or 3 of them. Okay, next, apart from birds, apart from animals, what do you have? You have frogs, you have prawns, you have crocodiles, which live in the lakes and pools of the Sahara. Okay, along with it, what do you have? You have lizards, you have chameleons, you have sinkings, you have cobra. Okay, where do these animals live? They live in the rocks and in the
Rocks and dunes.
dunes. Okay, next, in the Kalahari, the meerkat is particularly adopted to the desert with small and lean body with dark rings around its eyes to reduce the dangerous cats like lions, leopards, cheetahs can be found along with herbivores like the eland and the ox. Okay, amphibious animals like what? Which are the types of amphibious animals? Let us see. Amphibious animals like bush whale, rain frog, and Termelo sand frog live in the southern Kalahari where there is a long rainy seasons. Okay, so you just need to remember these names, children, or which of these animals which are found in the desert region. Okay, now let us see the adaptations. All right, all desert animals are adapted very well to their environment to survive the temperatures and the lack of water. Do you all agree? Do you all agree with this?
Yes,
That
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
to survive in the environment which they are living in. See, if they do not adapt, what will happen to them?
Ma'am, they will die, ma'am.
Yes,
They
they
won't be
will.
able to survive. They won't thrive.
Ma'am, the species
Yes.
will be extinct.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, true. Let's go on to the next page. Have you all understood till here, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Now let us go read further. Now you all know about camel, right? Now we'll see how is camel able to survive in the desert region. Now the jeroba in the Sahara desert does not need to drink water. The moisture it obtained from plants it eats is sufficient. Okay, so this particular region in this, so see the jeroba, it actually does not require any water. What happens, the moisture which they get from the plants, they eat that and that is sufficient for them. Okay, that's the reason they don't require. Next is ostrich. What do ostrich do? Ostrich usually have long legs. Why do they have long legs? So that they can avoid
Avoid the
the
hot sun.
hot sand
and
and they can
extremely fast.
Extremely fast.
extremely fast. Yeah, that's, see how animals are also made, based upon the climate in which they are surviving. So just because an ostrich is having a long leg, so that it can survive, it can avoid the hot sand. Otherwise, if it does not have long legs, what would have happened to the ostrich?
Ma'am,
They would have died.
they won't be able to thrive.
Ma'am, they will die.
Yes,
It
true.
won't be able to
The
survive.
best example of desert adaptation is the camel. Do you all agree?
Yes, ma'am, because it can store
Yes,
water in
ma'am.
it. Sometimes it
Ma'am,
can
it stores fat in the
How does
humps,
the
not
camel
water.
survive in the desert? Who will tell me?
Ma'am, it has
Ma'am, it
blood, feed, and
stores
stuff.
fat in the
So
humps,
yes.
not water.
Okay. Very good, very good. It can live without water for several days, subsisting on green vegetation. Its broad feet and tough skin protect it from burning heat of the sun. It has a double pair of eyelids to protect it from the sand desert, deserts of the sand. Okay, so basically camel is the best because see it stores water first of all. Secondly, it can survive without water for several days. Thirdly, it has the type of feet the camel has is very tough, broad, okay, with tough skin, so that it can bear the heat of the sand.
Ma'am, it
Apart from
also
that,
stores water
yes,
in its
it also
hump.
stores.
Ma'am, it
Apart
is
from
wrong.
that, it also has a double pairs of eyelids. Okay, so that in the desert region when there is a sand, definitely if we as human beings go, it will become difficult for us to even our eyes, right? So that's the reason they have double pairs of eyelids so that they can protect themselves from the sands of the deserts. Have you all understood till your children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Next is Mediterranean region. Let us see where is Mediterranean region located. Next page. Is that the is that the beginning? Can you read? I could not see the previous page. Yes. Yeah, now it is visible. The temperate grasslands in Africa are found in the southeastern part of African plateau. So where is temperate grassland located? In the
Southeastern part.
of the African plateau.
African plateau.
Yes, please underline that. Southeastern part of the African plateau.
Ma'am, you have gone ahead. We are on the 5th one.
No, where are you? Turn on to the previous page. I
Ma'am,
could
northwest, ma'am, northwest.
Okay, Mediterranean region. Right.
Ma'am,
Yes.
the title is in this page and the
Can you go
content
on to
is
the
in
next
this
page,
page.
please?
Ma'am, which next page? The previous one.
The Northwest Algeria, Tanzania, Tunisia, and Morocco in North Africa and southwest tip of Africa experience this type of climate. Okay, so now this particular Mediterranean region, okay, they in this, which parts of Africa experience the climate?
Northwest Algeria, Tunisia, and Morocco, and North Africa, and
Very
the
good. And the
southwest tip of
southwest
Africa.
tip of the Africa. Very good. Now let us see the climate of the Mediterranean region. This type of a climate typically has a hot, dry summers and rainfall in winter from the westerlies. Okay, please underline. How is the climate in this particular region? It is typically hot. It
Hot
has
in
dry summers
and rainfall in winter.
rainfall in winter. Can you imagine? Do we have rainfall in winters?
No, ma'am, we have got
Ma'am,
rain.
sometimes.
Yes. Rainfall is not more than 25 centimeter. Okay, even if it is raining, so what is the amount of rainfall they
25
receive?
centimeters.
25 centimeters.
The coastal areas receive heavier rainfall than the places in the interior. That is but obvious. The coastal areas of this particular region will receive more rainfall compared to the interior of this particular
Due to
region.
evaporation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now let us see what type of vegetation is found in this particular region. Vegetation is composed of forests, woodlands, and shrublands. Underline forest, woodlands, and shrublands. Broad-leaved evergreen shrubs are usually less than 2.5 meters. About how much? 8 feet tall. Okay. North Africa has trees like rock, oak, pine. Underline that, junior. No, just a minute, children. I'm using mobile data now. Class की बात कर दो क्या मेरा ये? Okay, then I'll continue teaching. Just a minute, children.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I underlined the name.
Yeah, just can one person just continue?
Can I continue?
Ma'am said continue reading. Ma'am is about to get disconnected.
Samriti, continue.
I will continue
Yes.
reading. I'm already
Yes, ma'am.
highlighting. It will be
So
very
can
Shall I
clear.
continue then?
Yes, Maria. you can.
Okay, you continue.
We are doing the vegetation part right now, right? I got
Yes.
disconnected in
You
between.
have to
that's
read
why.
from much.
Much
Okay.
of the wild.
Okay. Much of the wild olive is now replaced by cultivated. I just need to read over.
You will
Yes.
explain us.
Explain.
Explain.
Much of the wild olives is now replaced by the cultivated varieties. Citrus fruits like oranges, lemons, and grapes are found here. Do I need to explain this line? No need, right? You all understood this, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You
Now
just
we'll go
want-
on to the animal life. Okay. The Mediterranean woodlands, and what do you think? What kind of animal life would be here?
For wild animals.
Wild animals like Egyptian wolf.
Okay. The Mediterranean woodlands and forests were home to a large variety. Okay, ma'am is back.
Okay, y'all can continue reading till when
Yes,
not read?
ma'am. We finished the vegetation part. We just started the animal life
Yes.
one.
Yes.
Okay, fine. All right. So, what type of trees do we have then in this particular region?
Cork,
Cork,
pine, juniper,
juniper,
white olive, and
white
argan.
olive and argan.
All right. Next is the animal life. Let us understand what do we have in animal life. Okay, just a minute. Fine. The Mediterranean wood. 1 minute. Okay. The Mediterranean woodlands
Is again.
and forests were home to a large variety of large mammals like the Egyptian wolf, the Atlas bear, the Barbary lion, and the Barbary leopard. That is, are either extinct are severely endangered in the Mediterranean woodlands and forests of North Africa. So, which types of animals are there?
And wild animals, mostly.
Okay, but
And carnivorous.
Can you name those animals?
Egyptian wolf, Atlas bear, Barbary lion, Barbary leopard.
Leopard.
Mom is about to get disconnected.
3 minutes to like class.
Only
10.
3 minutes are remaining.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for informing.
Welcome.
Ma'am's screen is blank.
Mom is going to get disconnected.
Samriddhi, you can mark the C life comprises. Ma'am came. No, Samriddhi is
Ma'am, somebody is the host.
We hadn't got there.
Should we continue or wait for ma'am?
You should continue, I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ma'am didn't say anything.
Take the honors.
We should continue.
Okay.
There.
Who is going to read then?
You.
You.
Why me every time?
Okay,
I
Avan.
will read. Ma'am,
Okay.
I will read.
Am I audible to you all, children?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, what are these animals, extinct, or they are what information do we have about these animals?
Ma'am,
They
these
are
animals
Ma'am,
are
instinct
Ma'am, they are
or
either
severely
extinct or
endangered.
in the wild.
severely endangered.
true. Very good. Very good. Okay. Next is that there are several varieties of predatory birds like what? Like the goshawk and the falcons. The rich sea life comprises of fish like what? Mullet, crab, and swordfish. Okay, so these are the different types of fishes which we have in this particular region. Have you all understood about the Mediterranean region, children?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, next is the temperate grassland. Let us see where is, I had explained to you all, where is temperate grassland located? Who will tell
Ma'am,
me
in the
where?
southeast
On
of
this,
the
on the
African plateau.
southeastern
Very
part
good.
of
In the
the African plateau.
southeastern part of Africa, the Kalahari Desert to the west and the Darkensburg Mountains to the east. Okay, this is again about the location. What does it have towards its west?
Kalahari Desert.
Kalahari Desert.
And the Drakensburg Mountains
Drakensburg
to the
Mountains.
east.
The Drakensburg Mountains to the
So they are telling you that the location of the temperate grassland towards its east is this, towards its west is that, and towards the north and eastern part of the African plateau is where exactly this particular temperate grassland is located. Now, they are open, treeless plains located in the interior of the continent. Okay, and they are away from the sea. Okay, so this particular region, that is the temperate grasslands, are located where? In the interior or exterior?
Interior.
Away from the sea.
interior.
Interior.
And they are away from the sea. Locally, they are known as well or welt, which is Dutch for field. Okay, so what is the name given for these particular grasslands?
Well,
Weld or weld.
Weld or
Yes.
Well.
Next page.
ma'am, the period is about to get over, ma'am. So I think
These
we should
areas have continental climate, extreme temperatures with hot summers. When do we have hot summers? During November to March. And cold winters during May to September. And they have scanty rainfall. That means they have very less rainfall throughout the year, mostly in the form of thunder showers. Okay, so basically they are explaining to you about the climate. When do they have hot summers, children? When do they have hot
from November to March.
November to
summers?
March.
Cold winters?
From May to September.
From May
Okay,
to
and how is the rainfall in this particular region?
Scanty rainfall.
September throughout the year.
Yes. So now let us see about the vegetation. What type of trees do we have in this particular region? The rainfall in this region is not sufficient for the growth of trees. And as we just saw while reading the climate, that the rainfall in this particular region is usually what? Very less. Rainfall is very less. What happens, the growth of the trees is also very less. In areas with high rainfall, trees like the poplar and willow are found. Okay, poplar and willow are found in these particular regions. Short and soft grass like red grass, the coarser, drought resistant species grow here abundantly, which are very good for rearing of cattle and sheep. Okay, if you will see in the picture itself is telling you what type of grasses do they have. They have short and soft types of grasses. Okay, and these grasses are required for what? They are very good for what? For the cattle and sheep rearing.
Sheep.
Okay, some of the area has also been cleared for agriculture. Okay, in this particular area, see, although they have cleared the area for agriculture, but the vegetation, the growth of production is comparatively very less in this particular region. Let's go on to the next page and let us see what type of animals do we have in this particular region. Number one, mass killing, hunting, and intrusion by farmers and pastoralists have reduced every major species of mammal and reptiles and several species of birds in wild. Okay, so now in this particular region, there's lots of killing going on, lots of hunting going on, by most of the farmers, by most of the pastoralists. Okay, the ones who takes care of the pastures for their mammals, for their animals. So that's the reason what happens is various birds or mammals, they are getting extinct. Okay, the South African and the Zimbabwean governments have, however, reserved vast tracts of veld as wildlife protection reserves. So now, since in that particular region, most of them are killing, they are hunting. So what does the government do? The government came into action and they have reserved these wildlife protections. Okay, so that they could protect the wildlife. Now, which type of wildlife do we have in this particular region? It is the lion, leopard, cheetah, giraffe, elephant, hippopotamus. Okay, and then we have opsi. नहीं चल रहा है सर, मैं मोबाइल डेटा स्टार्ट की वापस, फिर से बंद हो गया, दो आप वो दरवाजे तक पहुंचे, बंद हो गया, फिर से मोबाइल डेटा देखिए आप आकर. Okay children, I'll do one thing, I'll stop here.